Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A few disclaimers before we jump into this video. One being, I forgot to film an intro for this video, so I am in a slightly different outfit. It's actually the same day I'm just getting ready to film my next video. Realized I forgot to film an intro, so here we are. Second disclaimer, I am still super sick, but I didn't upload on Friday because of how sick I was. I just couldn't film and I just couldn't do it. But I am feeling a bit better. My voice just sounds really strange, so please bear with me if it's really annoying. I totally understand if you don't watch this video, but this is a really fun video. In today's video, I'm doing a full face using the most expensive products that I have in my collection. Now, I am a type of person who doesn't buy luxury makeup. I think that buying more luxury makeup is kind of a waste unless it is something that I truly think that I would absolutely love, but I don't buy things because of a brand name attached to it, or at least I try not to. I'm human. Sometimes I just want nice things, but I try not to buy something just because it's like Charlotte Tilbury, Hourglass, Natasha, denona. So some of these products are actually super surprising, but I really love the look that I came up with. So if you would like to see the most expensive makeup products that I have in my collection and how I came up with this look, then just keep watching. So I did just prime and set my eyes. So now we can just jump right into the eyeshadow. I actually have two eyeshadow palettes that are the exact same price, and those are my two big Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. These I'm pretty sure are $129 each. I didn't pay that much for each one of these palettes, but that's still really expensive. So these are our two eyeshadow palettes. I plan on using the mattes from the Safari palette because it's an all matte palette, and then I'm going to use one of the shimmers from my Tropic palette. So I'm going to start by taking the shade Desert Date, which is a pretty true bright orange shade, and I'm going to start putting that through my crease. This brush, by the way, is the ColourPop E2 brush. And then I'm actually going to pick up this Farah 35E blending brush. It's a big old fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to pick up the shade Aya, which is like a neutral kind of skin tone shade. And I'm going to use that to kind of blend out the edges of this orange color. So next, on a smaller little blending brush, this is my ColourPop E19. I'm going to pick up the shade Tribe, which is a really gorgeous kind of deeper terracotta orange shade, and I'm going to start putting that into the outer corner of my eye. On an even smaller brush, this is the ColourPop E21, I'm going to pick up the shade Thorn, which is a warm tone deep brown, and I'm going to tuck that right here in the outermost corner where I want the most amount of depth. And I'm not going to blend that out really big. I'm going to keep it kind of closer to the lash line in the outer corner, just so there's just like a tiny bit of something right here. I actually think that I may want to go back in with the shade Tribe and kind of blend that in just a bit more. Then we'll go back into the first ColourPop E2 brush in the shade Desert Date and kind of blend some more of that through the crease. And then to finish off, we'll give it one more blend with this big Farah brush in the shade Aya. I'm going to pop some glitter glue on my lids because recently I've been really enjoying putting glitter glue on my lids for every look. I only have one glitter glue, and it's just by the brand Hard Candy, which is a pretty cheap brand, so that's my most expensive glitter glue. For my lid shade, we are going to jump over to the Natasha Denona Tropic palette and go in with the shade Limoncello, which is this really gorgeous light shimmery yellow, and press that all over where we put the glitter glue, all over the lids. I am going to take my ColourPop E2 without any additional product and just give one quick last little blend, and that's the eyeshadow complete. Now the most expensive slash only eyeliner that I have is my KVD Vegan Beauty tattoo liner. I'm going to do just a really thin line on my lash line, and I'm gonna do that off camera because that's boring, but then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of my face. So that little bit of eyeliner is done. Next we will move on to our base makeup. The most expensive primer that I have in my collection is actually heartbreaking. It is the Farsali Skintune Blur, and I say that this is heartbreaking because I feel like this primer does absolutely nothing for my makeup or skin. So it was so expensive. I think it was like $56 or something for nothing. I get no benefits from it. But this is actually in my Shop My Stash for this month, so I've been trying to get some good use out of it in there, just because I don't want it to go to waste. $56. The most expensive foundation I have is my Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. That is really difficult to say, especially with my voice like this for some reason. I'm going to try not to use too much, just because I don't prefer to use too much foundation these days. But I do have to blend this foundation out with a sponge because I just find it looks best blended out on my skin with a sponge. So I will probably end up having to use more than I want to. The most expensive concealer in my collection is my Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer Concealer. This is also very full coverage. I like to apply this best with my ColourPop E4 brush first. I kind of just paint a little bit on, and then I will go in and blend that out with my sponge. The most expensive powder in my collection is my Becca Hydramist Set and Refresh powder. Now this is a really interesting powder. When you first put it on, it feels like you're just putting straight up water on your face. Mine actually doesn't really feel like that anymore because the like stopper protective lid fell off. It broke off, so mine actually kind of dried out, but I still find that this performs the same way, and it's actually a powder that I really enjoy. I typically have been liking recently to powder my whole face, so I am also going to use a fluffier brush to do so. I usually would go in with a pressed powder for this step, but the most expensive pressed powder that I have is like $5, so I just didn't think that would be like that much fun for this video. I don't know, I guess I technically should have put it in here because it is the most expensive pressed powder that I have, but this will do the job as well. Now I only have 2 brow products in my collection. Both of them I enjoy very much, but the more expensive one is my Surratt Expressioniste Brow Pomade. This is a beautiful brow product. It doesn't have a tint to it. It is literally just a clear brow pomade. Sometimes it can kind of go on looking a little bit white, but if you just brush your eyebrows through, keep working it in, it will kind of diffuse that white color. I actually forgot to finish off my lower lash line, so we're just gonna do that real quick. The most expensive pencil eyeliner that I have is also a KVD Vegan Beauty product, and that is the Cake Pencil in the shade Trooper. So I'm going to use that for my waterline. Now, the most expensive mascara that I have is my Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. I love this mascara. I actually haven't used it in a while because I've been trying to go through some of the other mascaras that I currently have. This is the Eyes Complete. This is the most expensive eye look I could come up with, and I think it's really pretty. So now I'm going to move on to my face. The most expensive bronzer that I have actually took me by surprise. This is my Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. My dog definitely got a hold of it, chewed it up a little bit. Bronzer still intact. Well, kinda. I'm just going to blend some of this onto my face with my ColourPop F21 brush, which is my favorite bronzer brush. My most expensive blush that I have is the Patrick Double Take Blush in the shade She's So LA. I'm going to first go in with the powder. This is my e.l.f. pointed powder brush and just kind of pat that. And then I'm going to do the Patrick Ta method and go in with the cream on top of that. So I'm just going to take my sponge. The most expensive highlight in my collection also took me by surprise. I thought my Milk makeup highlight was more expensive than this. This is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop. I'm going to take my completely demolished ColourPop E15 brush, which turned into a fantastic highlight brush. The most expensive setting spray that I have is my ABH Dewy set. Now, for my lips, this might be a strange combo and I don't know how it's going to look with this eye look, but these are the most expensive lip products that I have. I'm going to start by taking my illamasqua coloring pencil for lips in the shade Lust, and I'm just going to use this very lightly and like really blend it in because this is like more of a like red lip liner. I think that added a nice bit of definition. And then the most expensive like lipstick lip gloss type product that I have is my Lilah B Lovingly Lip Tinted Lip Oil. This is the shade Be Elegant. I think that lip combo actually turned out pretty good, and it looks pretty good with eyes too. So this is the most expensive look that I could come up with out of the products that I have in my makeup collection. This was a really fun video to do, and I kind of like sitting down and thinking about like how much I paid for everything. A lot of this stuff I actually didn't pay full price for. I got on sale, half off, like my Natasha Denona palettes, but I went with their normal face selling value to determine what was the most expensive, just because it would have been difficult to be like, okay, what percentage off did I get this? You know, does that make sense? So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!